Here we are back on the beach, ready to start part 2 of DB's experience. And so one thing I should have done before I went into combat was set up my hotkeys, and by default pressing the K key will bring up this hotkey menu, and by default they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And one thing that happens a lot to people is they get their ranged weapons and can kind of bug out. Like Jack gives you that 38, but then he takes it back. So you end up in this, like there's no drop down for ranged weapons because we don't have any ranged weapons right now. So say we change this and then we put it back like this, and we pick the gun back up. Now we're in that same state where we have a ranged weapon, but we can't select it. And all you need to do to fix that is just go into ranged again. But while we're here, I want this to be fortitude, this to be presence, and this to be blood buff. Blood buff. And I can't reach beyond 6, so I never use beyond 6. Comfortably, I can't reach. So, but for now, we're just gonna set these. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where did we leave off? We have the Astrolite. We need to take that back to Mercurio. We need to go to the blood bank, and we need to tell Arthur about Carson. So we'll head out to do that. I don't think there's anybody here we need to talk to. And if there is, we can always come back. Monsters of the Night, terrible back forms. It's only been one day for me, and I have trouble remembering what I was doing. People play this once a week. That seems crazy to me. I'm not sure how they do it. It would take me an hour just to get back into stumbling around, figuring out where to go. Buy a watch, she said, Kindred.
What's shaking?
Found Carson.
What? Ain't coming back? What do you mean he ain't coming back?
His trigger finger was cut
Man,
off.
that's a tough one. Bounty hunter ain't no good without his trigger finger. Well, hell, that really leaves me in hot water, boy. Gonna cost old Arthur real good.
Caller, you've got the first shot at death.
I got this guy with a sheet a mile long, put in on 3 warrants. His girlfriend put up for the bond, and now he missed the court date. I can't get in touch with either of them. Want a job?
I do.
Well, it won't be much of a job since you ain't licensed and all, but until I can get me another bounty hunter, I need you to find out if this guy skipped town or what. Yeah, no body attachment or nothing. Just find out if he's here or where he went. I'll pay you. Deal? Great, all right. The guy's name is Mike Durbin. Goes by the name Muddy. His girlfriend put up for his bond. She lives over there above Tripp's pawn shop. Her name is Marion Murrieta, but I haven't been able to get in touch with her. Thank you. Well, he was brought up on manslaughter charges years back, but he got acquitted. Since then, he's been in and out for this and that. Small-time stuff, mostly. Most recently, he was brought in as part of a big case on stolen auto parts. It's this big chop shop thing that's going on in Santa Monica. Been in the paper. That's right. Mary Ann Murrieta, in them crappy places above the pawn shop. Find out where the hell money is, where is he going, whatever. But be careful. You're not licensed, and if anything bad goes down, I don't know you. You hear me? Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Here you are. All right, come back when you got some info. Thanks in advance.
Okay. So I believe we'll go check in on Lily next.
I'll scream.
We have 6 points. Is there anything we need? I don't remember. I think we need more hacking, but I can't remember what for. Or how much. It's all right.
Who are you? What are you doing back here?
I'm looking for Lily.
I feel a knee. Oh, brother. Sure can
It says 1969, but
cook up some
sometimes I swear that looks like 2969.
I feel a knee. Use a fruit roll-up.
Fruit roll-ups? Is that what he said? Interesting.
In my brain, lighting up my body. I can smell it everywhere. Blood. Let me go. It's painful. Like I'm going to die. It's calling. Never felt like this before. Let me go. I can smell it. I have to have it. Anything. Let me go.
You don't look well at all. Oh, sweet mother of God!
The heat. It's never been so satisfying. All of it. I drank until I heard his heart stop, and I was sucking on a dry, dead artery. It was euphoric. But I've killed him. I'd never killed anyone before. What happened? What came over me? Beast? What is that? Why couldn't I stop myself? Why did it feel so right? I tried to steal some blood. I heard they sold it. I was hungry, and I can't hunt in town. They caught me, and I was trapped. Thought I'd never escape, but they killed a man. I have to get out of here. My name is Lily. E? You know E? How do you know E? I tried to tell E about his condition, but he was so furious at me for what I'd made him into, he wouldn't listen. A thin blood, from what I've been told, is a vampire whose blood is weaker than most. Rolf, my sire, told me some vampires consider thin bloods a bad omen and want them destroyed. Rolf wasn't a thin blood, and apparently I am. I don't know why. Rolf abandoned me. His group wouldn't take me in. They said I was a liability. He left me with so many questions, and I did the same thing to E, but I didn't want to leave E. He forced me out of his life. I should go. I have to get out of here. Maybe out of the city. Soon. E doesn't hate me anymore? I'll go see him. Thank you. I don't have anything to give.
Why'd you have to go and let that bitch out? There's one less Phil in the world now. Why'd you have to let her go and eat him, huh? Now I'll never get to doing that bastard myself. Well, you know what? No blood for you. No more!
I beg to differ, Mr. Beaver Cleaver.
Right. A transaction. Green for red. Interested?
Not right now, thank you. Wow, that was a zoomer. That conversation by Lily illustrated an important point. Well, maybe not important, but it illustrated one of the most unfinished parts of this game is the dialogue and the voice acting, because she said strapped and the word was trapped, and she just, fixed it on the fly, and they didn't edit it or anything or redo it. And Mercurio also has a take in this game where he says, "Are we ready?" And then he starts doing his voice acting, and they didn't even edit out the "Are we ready" part. That's if you still have the original game, it's still in there. And the Malkavians all have unique dialogue that people really like, and there's a slot for every clan for unique dialogue, and they planned to do it, but Malkavian was the only one they had time for, which is really kind of sad. Can you imagine what this game would be if they had time to do every slot like they did Malkavian? This might be
Thanks for coming back.
Super
What you need?
masterpiece crazy game.
Yeah, it's freaking me out, to be honest. I'm open all night, and Santa Monica police don't rank amongst the nation's most worthy. Oh, I don't know. I heard earlier someone at the pier got ripped up like that poor bastard in Long Beach the other day. I'll tell you, crazy stuff happens all the time, and it's like we just get used to it, just going our way, do-do-do. But this, I don't know. These killings are chilling. So, did you need anything in particular, or?
I did come here for something in particular. Yes.
Thanks for coming back. What you need? Alright, here's what we got today.
Our hacking's up to 3 now. I think that's almost good enough for what we need. And we have plenty of points in case it isn't. Our defense feat is incredibly important. For me it is. When I play. I have the astrolight.
Yeah? Did you waste those sons of bitches?
I believe I did.
Good. Great. Hope it was painful. Did you get my money back? Oh, you're a lifesaver. I might have to buy some new kidneys with this. That astrolight? Twice as powerful as TNT. Instant demolition. Be on the other side of the world when you engage that timer. You need to make someplace disappear. A warehouse. Looks to be a Sabbat interest. There's a guy. I never met him, but I heard a lot about him. His name is Tongue. Bertram Tongue. He's one of you types. If there's anyone who knows more than me about this city, it's him. Unfortunately, Tongue's hiding out at the moment. Tongue's laying low because of Therese. Therese Vorman, you know her? Anyway, word is Therese and Tongue are feuding. I don't know the details. My take's that Tongue thinks he's about to get whacked, so he's gone underground till Therese calls it off. If you want to put that warehouse into orbit anytime soon, you're gonna have to get Therese to call off the feud. She and her sister Jeanette, they run the Asylum. Some freaky customers frequent that place. I try not to do business there.
So we're ready to go meet the famous sisters. And a lot of people will say not to put any points into Intimidate. I suppose that's true. Maybe that's true. The thing is, there's like a critical limit that you have to hit, and it's really high. We need this key. And our inspection helps us to find this book, which is nice.
Hey, Mayor, it's Mike. Look, I gotta head downtown for a few days, maybe longer. If Reno calls, tell him to meet me down there. We got something to discuss, apparently. I'll be at Milton's place in the Skyline Lofts 2A. Sorry, baby. I'll explain everything later.
Coast Guard are asking any ships that had contact with the Elizabeth Dane to assist them in their search. We'll have more on the story as it breaks. Several dead at a beach house in Santa Monica tonight. Police suspect the slayings were carried out during a drug deal gone bad.
Sebastian would like us to get some werewolf blood.
Shocked by the killings, though neighbors suspected the men in the house to be involved in drug distribution and had seen many strange people going inside at all hours of the night. In other news, an apparent third victim of the Southland slasher has prompted the closing of the Santa Monica Pier, where the body was found earlier tonight.
And I think we're okay. I think we're okay on blood. So one good thing about talking to that nurse and getting the key from her is that we don't have to mess with this person upstairs. Oh, but before I go upstairs, there's some... Okay. Wrong door. Wrong door. Unfortunate. There's some information on a computer down here that I'd like to read. It's just background stuff. We don't need it. And it's about the werewolf blood. it's in the electronic cabinet and controlled substances. And we find out that the password is Malcolm's dirty little secret, which we know is Paige, because we blackmailed him for it. And if you go into personnel, there's a funny little thing about Phil on there you can read as well. But I won't do that. So we don't have enough skill to hack this. In that case, what we could do is we can come out here and kill this guard, and he'll drop the key for us. Wonder if it'll say what this door is locked. No, it just says I need a lockpick. He'll drop the key for us. But it's a masquerade area, so we'll lose humanity if we do that. And our hacking. So we want wits. But if you're going to kill the guard for the key, you want to outright kill him, not suck him dry. Because if you suck him dry, sometimes he bugs out. And the key doesn't drop. So that's kind of frustrating. Especially if you're looking for the key and you don't know that it should drop. That's really frustrating. I suppose there's a lot of things in this game like that things happen and you're never sure if it's a bug or it's the way it's supposed to go. And now we just need to exit. We put it in our mailbox. And then the next thing to do is the sisters. Well, I'm going to do some inventory cleaning while I'm here. We're done with this. And we're done with this and this and this. We can read this. All good. was going to play a game where I tried to get masquerade violations up to 4, and
Thanks for coming back.
I started on it, and I gave up because every time I'd get one, it would like take it away, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of difficult actually. And then I see other people that struggle with masquerade violations, and they're not even trying to get them. I also did a run where I tried to get to 0 humanity, but the lowest I ever managed was, I got it to 1, down to 1 humanity. On the basic patch. On the plus pass, I've had it down to 0. It's pretty easy to get it to 0 there.
Ooh, what do we have here? Another scrumptious young plaything straight out of life and into my club? You smell new, little boy. Like fabric softener dew on freshly mowed astroturf. Oh, I'm not frightening you, am I, duckling? I can tell you and I are going to get along just like fire hoses. When we get turned on, there's bound to be flames. I'm the finger down your spine when all the lights are out. I'm the name on all the men's room walls. When I pout, the whole world tries to make me smile. And everyone always wants to know who is that girl. I am Jeanette. And this bit of chaos crammed in a certifiable giggle is my club. I just love to give you funny feelings all night, sweetheart, but I really must trouble with some business. We'll reunite sweet and soon, I promise. Stop.
Hey, man! Yeah, not much. I'm just waiting around for my master. Oh, man, not good! That's why I'm waiting to talk to him. Oh, man, his name's Bertram Tongue. He's a Nosferatu. Oh, man. Wow. Bertram had me keeping an eye on this guy. This Asian dude who's been poking around Santa Monica. Bertram thought he might be a vampire or something like a vampire. I don't know. Oh, man, this guy, this thing got wise to me. Now, instead of me watching him, he's watching me, you know? I see this guy appear around me all the time, like off in the distance watching me. He'll warp up next to me. Oh, man, and disappear. Oh, what are you saying? What? How did you know? Look. Oh, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, why should I tell you anything, huh? I mean, you're not being straight with me. Okay. Damn it, Nooks. Damn. Oh, man, all right, look. I messed up, okay? I'm just doing what I was told, though. Bertram knew you were coming. Knew you'd come by here. He planted me and told me what to say about the Asian vamp, but it's true. I swear. And everything else is true, too. This Asian guy needs to be taken out. I can't do it, so Bertram needs you to. Seriously, no, really. This thing is here and it's bad news for all of us.
Bertram says there could be an army of them show up any day unless we show him we mean business. Hell yeah! Right on! Okay, like I said, he's some kind of Asian vampire thing, you know? The only clue I got is this driver's license that he dropped once while I was tailing him. I get so freaked out that I haven't even had a chance to check it out. Right on! Just come back and let me know the job's done so I can stop freaking out. Maybe I'll see Bertram by then.
So if you notice the music, I'm sorry about that. I recorded this previously with the original music, and I didn't even get it published, and it had a copyright claim against it.
Get something for you, Chief. Therese, she's upstairs. She said she had business to attend to, but I can hear her and Jeanette bickering from here. Why do you need to see her? What? Are you serious? I've worked for that bitch the last 15 years, and now she's replacing me? Well, you can go take the elevator over there up and tell her she can kiss my ass. I'm out of here.
Your city? Last time I looked, it was called Santa Monica, not stuck-up this. So bogus. Can't even look at you sometimes. Oh, Therese, you really do paint a flattering portrait of me with your turn-of-the-century garb. I always assumed you could do nothing but look down on me.
There might be a lot of that. I'm not sure how much of the music in this game gets content claimed or has copyright problems. I know a lot of the videos I've uploaded in the past have had claims against them, and I had to go redo them. Even some of it is Rick Schaefer's, which is kind of confusing to me, but...
Please, come in. I do apologize for my sister's crassness if it made you uncomfortable. She's unabashedly scandalous, but in the club business, I suppose that kind of personality is a necessary evil.
Therese has these two little hairs that kind of stick up crazy, and they look like horns to me, and it always makes me laugh. The evil sister.
Therese Borman, yes. I'm the proprietor of this club, and the only person in this city whose good side it's in your best interest to stay on. What brings you to Santa Monica? Tongue's exile is self-imposed, I assure you. But then, what reason would I have not to hate that loathsome Nosferatu scoundrel? Bloody Nosferatu. They're so... unclean. He meddles in my affairs. He's a bad influence on my sister, and she on him. If you were in my place, would you let him compromise your authority? You most certainly would not. I'd quite like it if I never had to hear that name again. Why would I do that? Let him think I mean to kill him. That way I don't have to worry about him sabotaging everything. Do you realize how his subterfuge makes me look to the Camarilla? Tongue and his co-conspirators' actions ruined my chance at partnership in a crucial piece of property. I do have several other promising ventures, and one in particular has been, to say the least, an ordeal. I'd be willing to put the word out that my grievances with Tongue have been swept under the rug, but in return, you'll have to help me remove a particularly burdensome spirit from a property I'm looking to invest in. Rumor is that a personal item of a ghost may be used to draw it out or excise it from its haunt. While I don't put a lot of stock in hearsay, it's my last option. So I want you to go to the Ocean House Hotel, find an item of the spirits, and bring it back. Oh, I fully intend to do so. You'll find that dealing with me on the whole is appreciably more predictable than dealing with some of the egomaniacs that are my peers. So long as our business doesn't go sour, my word is gold. Before I forget, take this. The only way to reach the ocean house this time of night is through a tunnel in the sewers. You'll need that key to open the gate for that tunnel. If you'll excuse me, I've got situations to set straight.
And our key card was for 1 Virgil crown. Our driver's license, not key card.
Hey there, Slick. So what'd you find out about Muddy? All right, then. I'll have to call in some bounty hunters to help me find Muddy and a couple of other jumpers. Thanks for all your help. Oh, right. Sorry about that. Here you are. See you around, then. If you ever find yourself or a loved one locked up, please call.
Vigo? So, Vigo, why are you up so late?
I'm working the late shift here at the yacht club.
How many boats do you own, Vigo?
2. Actually 3. One is in the shop.
I used to do a little yachting myself.
So he's in the morgue.
You probably wouldn't know the brand. I bought them in Italy.
Ah, l'Italia bella. Parlate italiano?
A Corvega car. That should have been a real name for a car. That's a good name, I believe. That's Muddy Mike Durbin.
Is tonight a rerun? Yep. Caller number 3. What's keeping you?
And this Spender Cleaver will meet, or we already talked to him actually.
Hello, Gomez. What's
So
the latest conspiracy?
he was picked up, stalking a woman, knife, stun gun. Slick lawyer gets him off in a matter of hours.
You've got our undivided attention.
All right. As we all know, the Americans established a moon base back in the late 70s. That's no secret.
So the interesting part about that is we know who's behind all the cash and the slick lawyers that get him off. Or if we don't know, we can find out. That's one of the cool things about this game. It's just all these crazy little details like that. Like the quests and things are cool too, but for me, there's just so many things like that. And this ocean house is where our inspection is going to start paying big dividends for us. It's just going to make it so it's really silly easy to know where to go and what to do. I see so many new players don't have enough inspection and just flounder. And it doesn't stop here. It just gets worse and worse as the game goes on for them. And our first view of the ghost lady. One thing I'm not sure about, so go check it out is if the ghost man, if he shows up on both sides or not. I've never tried this before. He doesn't, apparently. Haha! Missed. I have died here more than once, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. But, whoops. I was bragging too much. A direct hit. So there's our evil man, and I always go up the left side because it makes it shorter. When we land, we just are ready to go straight down this, and the girl is trying to help us, so we always want to follow her. That's her stick. And like I said, our inspection just immediately shows us what to do. And I see a lot of people playing this game and they never listen for sounds. And I probably went too fast there, because there should be the sound of a thumping head in the dryer, but I went too fast and passed up triggering it. I don't know where she is at. I can hear her, but... And our scary ghost person is here again. But he never does anything to us in that form, except for he just throws stuff and other annoying things. Piano music is great. She was pointing to that newspaper, but I forgot to look. But our inspection shows it to us. It's the same story with finding this key. See a lot of players just run around and around and around, and for some reason they look on the other bedstand, but never the one on that side that has the key. It's sort of crazy how people do that. Murder suicide. And they have that pan knocked off to try to help people to look there, and most people do find that book. And I don't think there's anything particularly interesting in this book. The upshot to it is that the husband is the murderer. But I guess we already knew that from the picture upstairs with the daddy on fire. Or we could have started to guess that. But I just need to stand here long enough for a hand to open the door for me. And then this is one of the core features of this game is if they're going to have something that's important later in the game, they always introduce it in some kind of a non-dangerous, non-critical form. So this box is here, and we're like, what? What's the deal with this box? And we can mess with it all we want, and there's no time limit or stress. And what it is it's an icon showing that you can push the box. And we don't need to push the box, but that's something that will become important later on. And almost all things in this game are introduced in that same way. They're introduced in a very low-key manner that might be easy to miss. Here's our exit door. I guess either one could have been the killer, but I'm leaning heavily towards the father. This music box is fairly interesting in that it's half embedded into that nightstand there. It's actually quite a bit more intricate than what you see. That's new. Apparently, I don't know what's the matter with her right there. She's fallen asleep. Hopefully that isn't going to be problematic. Wow, that's incredibly scary. Normally when it does that sound bug, it crashes and dies. It looks like it might anyway. That's really unfortunate. Now we have transparent textures. Wow, something really horrible is happening, but so that's the ocean house done. Kicking up quite the rooster tail there.
How odd. I was just having naughty thoughts about you. You made quite an impression earlier. Did you come up just to cheer lonely little me? Really? Do I often pogo stick through your thoughts wearing nothing but a smile? Be honest. Or don't. What all swayed kittens do. On hands and knees you lap up the milk of me. And we purr, kitten, like dragonflies buzzing around frog bellies. So, Therese told me you might be back with something for her. Do you have it with you? I'm not just some silly doll, you know. All my life, my sisters made me out to be a joke. She told you I was an embarrassment, didn't she? That I couldn't tie my shoes, let alone hold on to something for her. Is that it? She's always belittling me. She's the smart one. She's the favorite. She's the successful one. Well, it's not fair. I'm not a fool. This club's success is just as much my doing as it is hers. Do you understand what it's like to have your own flesh and blood ripping you apart on a daily basis for 2 lifetimes? Can you? Fine. You hold on to it. Since you're so willing to brave that big spooky place for my darling sister, how about doing a teensy tiny favor for little troubled me? Do you know Gallery Noir down the street? I happen to know there's a charity event being organized there. Lots of influential Santa Monicans slithering in for token appearances. But there's one thing they don't know. The whole event's been set up by a kindred trying to establish their own power clique in our city, and we can't let that happen, can we? So I need some brilliant young upstart to spoil the milk. I promise this won't take long. Take this knife. Give the paintings in the gallery a good slashing. Don't get caught, and don't turn it into a massacre. And steal the charity box, would you? Buy yourself something velvet. It's not what you think. Every pretty penny dropped in that box is going right into some other kindred's purse. You'd be crooking from a dirty steal.
So, we're going with the I refuse option. Because I'm not sure a lot of people know about this option. We're giving up some money and some XP to do that. I would rather have the money and the XP, but I think it's more interesting to try something different. Character editor. However, the feat you wish to increase. That's a really good tip right there. In that your feats are over here, so if you hover it over the feet, you see like strength and brawl, lock picking, security and dexterity. A lot of people, they go hover over every one of these until they find the one that matches on the feats, and it's kind of backwards. But it works.
Crime scene. Gonna have to ask you to step back, please. Some lunatic broke into the gallery and slashed up the paintings. Everyone's a critic these days, huh? I'm off duty.
Thanks for the information. The damn Malkavians.
Torn apart, though details are being withheld from the public at this time. Police urge anyone with information relating to this case to contact them. In other news, an apparent third victim of the Southland slasher has prompted the closing of the Santa Monica Pier, where the body was found earlier tonight. Investigators say that the scene closely mirrors those of slayings in Glendale and Long Beach. In both cases, the bodies of the victims were described as torn apart, though details are being withheld from the public at this time. Police urge anyone with information relating to this case to contact them. A massive gelatinous creature that washed up on the beaches of Providence, Rhode Island has...
And the last time we were here, we heard about the beach house. Vico's boats. So this is a good place to end, and we'll pick it back up here for part 3. So thank you for watching.